then better enjoy here itself. Why should you postpone there? And like this one person, one Swami was continuously suppressing himself so that he can have there lot of joyful, happy things. Somehow he dies, his disciple also dies in the same day. Both of them go there. Disciple saw the master is rewarded. The master is sitting with Marilyn Monroe. And he is enjoying the life. The disciple asks, Master, oh, so nice, how great it is. And all your tapas is rewarded here. You did so much of tapas, controlled yourself, here you are enjoying, you are rewarded. Marilyn Monroe says, fool, don't think I am reward for him, he is punishment for me. I am not reward for him, he is punishment for me. Understand? Never think you will have some reward there. If you do some meritorious acts here, don't do any charity by expecting anything. Do it if you feel happy. I always tell people. People ask me, then why are you building temple? Just now we have Venkateshwara here. Few days ago we brought Venkateshwara. People ask me, then why are you building temple? Please be very clear. All my ashrams and temples are just laboratories where people can work with this technology, where the research can go on. I am not building to create punya, or I am not telling people if you give money to Venkateshwara you will get punya. No. No punya sales. I am not opening one more shop to sell punya. Here punya is not sold. Please be very clear. Merit can never be bought by money. Merit or sin is nowhere related to your acts. It is related to your being. If your being is conscious, if your being is blissful, whatever you do is merit. The whole emphasis is on your being. Please understand, neither your sin nor your merit will come with you. If you live a conscious life, if you at least had one moment of conscious awareness, one moment of samadhi in your life, that's enough. Only that is going to come with you. Nothing else will come with you. Even if you give money to my ashram, I cannot give you speed pass. No speed pass is available with my system. And no favoritism can be done. Don't think I will be standing there in the gate and I will tell you, oh, you are my devotee, come in this line. Nothing can be done. And one more thing, if somebody says, if you give money to them and they will give you speed pass, be very clear, it's pure cheating. Pure cheating. It's pure cheating. Unless you meditate, unless you experience, nothing can come with you. Nobody can do anything. It is your experience which will guide you. Somebody else eating can satisfy you. No. Be very clear. Somebody else eating cannot satisfy you. Unless you have the conscious experience, nothing can be done. Nobody can do anything. And neither your sin nor your merit comes with you. It's your conscious experience only that comes with you. Yes. See, Papa Punya is not rebirth, but the mental setup which you create is related to rebirth.
So that means it's categorized.
Yes.
When the child is born, the child has no, he does the child.
No, he brings the mental setup.
So he does bring the
Yes, he does bring the mental setup.
How only enlightened master when he can come back,
Yes. All ordinary beings, they come with a mental setup and we are working to work on that mental setup only.
So all the genetics will also be part of that.
This is a nice question. Just the other day I was reading a book, Biology of Belief. If any of you find time, try to read that book, Biology of Belief. He completely proves we are not controlled by DNA or cells. We are controlled by our beliefs, which dictates our DNA and cells. Please understand, it's our beliefs which guides, dictates our DNA and cells. We are not controlled by DNA or cells. Our beliefs are only controlling our DNA and cells. It's just shocking revelation. Biology of belief. So understand, even your DNA or gene or cells, they carry your mental setup. What you believe you are, that is carried in your DNA. Yes.
What is fate and how is it related to accidents or suicide?
Fate is nothing but the path created by you. After creating that path, you forget the consequences. Be very clear. You are responsible for your fate. But you think you are not inviting these incidents by forgetting the fate which you created. See, you choose a certain path to travel without knowing the after effects of that path. The moment the after effect starts happening, you start saying, oh, I never expected this will happen, I never thought this will happen. It's like one man goes to the hotel and eats nicely. The end server brings the bill. He is asking, why I have not ordered for this bill. Whether you order it or not, if you eat, the bill will come. So if you don't know the bill will come, you start saying, oh, it's my fate, I never expected they will serve it. They will give me the bill also. I ordered only for dosa and vada, but they gave me bill also. You do not know the side effect of the after effect. That's why you blame the fate. Otherwise, the fate or destiny is purely by you. It is you who create the fate or destiny.
Swamiji, is it true about the existence of the lokas like Vaikunt, then or say
Oh.
Nityananda Loka?
It is not a separate lokas, it's a different layers, that's all. Only the different layers you call as a different lokas. Your different memories. All the blissful memories you call as heaven. All painful memories you call as hell. See, the etheric layer is filled with all painful memories. If you are caught in that, you suffer in the hell. The cosmic body is caught in the cosmic body is filled with all the blissful memories. If you are caught in that, you say you are in bliss.
So till that time you will go back and forth between all these layers till you reach that cosmic peace.
Yes, you go back and forth.
Is that the goal of life, to go to the cosmic peace?
No, the goal of life is to reach the nirvanic layer. Not even cosmic layer, nirvanic layer. Even the hell, even the heaven is not eternal.
How is the nirvanic different from the cosmic?
In the nirvanic, in the cosmic, you have all the joyful memories. In the nirvanic, blissful. See, in the joyful memories, the incident and the joy both are associated and engraved. Because of the incident associated with the joy, you always think that incident only brings joy. You are dependent on that same incident, on that same place or that same person to have joy. But in the nirvanic layer, you are liberated from all the incidents. You are continuously joyful for no reason.
Is that how it was when the universe came and then we are going back to that? Why is this
Yes.
whole fun happening? What is it?
That you should ask him. And why we don't know. How we can escape from this cycle, we can know.
Why like power punya are created? Why is
By society who wants to see Papa or Punya, sin or merit is a good idea to run the society. Without that, you can't run the society. Each one will start doing their own things. We can't run the society. It's a good laws to run the society, but they are applicable only in the planet Earth. When you move beyond, the laws are totally different. There the laws are consciousness. There they bother more about your being, not about your doing.
Is there any connection between endorphins and the blissful state that you've been mentioning?
Blissful state and
Endorphins, the pleasure molecules what you have in your body naturally produced by your brain.
endorphins.
Endorphins, yeah, they're called endorphins. Like morphine-like substances.
Oh.
Morphine-like substances.
See, when you are blissful, some endorphins are created, but just that endorphins creating cannot put you in the bliss. If you try the vice versa, that's why the drugs. If you try with the drugs, no, that doesn't put you into the conscious state. Yes.
You said you have all the painful memories. What if the painful memories are not because of the pain you inflicted on others? It's just because of the pain around you. So is it still harmful?
No. One thing, before enlightenment only I had, after enlightenment I disappeared. That's first thing. Next thing, actually you will become very strong by this technology. You will not be affected by the pain. Your bliss will affect them.
After that, if you enter into blissful state, you still have a separate identity for yourself. For example, people say they have seen Buddha or Sai Baba. I assume they are all in the
See,
in the bliss.
no, if you have identity only, then you will see them all. But if you become enlightened, you will not have an identity. You will not have a separate identity.
So people who have seen Buddha or
Means they have not become enlightened. If you have seen Buddha, you have not become Buddha.
Why somebody is born in a beggar family versus somebody born in a
This is a nice question. Why somebody is born in a beggar family and why somebody is born in a rich family? Please be very clear. You may feel shocked, but let me tell the truth. Poverty is conscious choice. You choose. Poverty is a conscious choice. You don't want to take the responsibility of living with money. Please be very clear. Wealth not only brings comforts, it brings responsibility also. The risks associated with it. People who don't want to take that responsibility, they slowly move towards the poverty consciousness. Let me tell you one story. Not story, incident that it really happened in America only. One child, autistic child, autism child was brought to me for healing. Father, mother, they brought him for healing. The moment I put my hand on his head and started healing, he started speaking in my mother tongue. The family is not South Indians. Family don't know my mother tongue, Tamil. The boy straight away started speaking in my mother tongue. And he says, remove the hand, don't heal me. I was just shocked. But of course, he told in a slang way. In a singular he addressed, remove the hand, don't heal me. I was shocked. First thing I was shocked that he is speaking in Tamil. Next thing he is speaking fluently. And I told him, I thought that some spirit is there inside the body that is only speaking to me. I asked him, who are you? He said that you don't have to bother about that. Remove the hand. Stop healing. And he says, I don't want to take the responsibility of regular life. Going to school, going to office and all those things. I want people to take care of me. That's why I took this type of body and mind. Then I asked him, if you want like that life, why are you torturing your parents? They are such nice people, such good people. Why did you take birth in that family? Then he says, I took birth in that family because they are nice people. They will not abandon me. They will take care of me. I tell you, it happened. I was just shocked. Understand, each one of us decide even our poverty. Poverty is a conscious choice. You choose your lifestyle. Maybe a little difficult to understand. You may think, What is this? How can it be? There are so many things which is happening in my life which I don't want. Why is it happening? Let me go to an extreme of making a statement. Even accidents are created by you. Please be very clear. Accidents are also invited by you. How? You will see in the fourth layer. The fourth layer we will see. But be very clear, when we work on the fourth layer we will analyze how we invite accidents. Inch by inch we will analyze. But even accidents are invited by you. Every inch of your life is your choice. Yes.
When we do like yearly rituals like Shraddha and stuff for dead people, how it reaches them, as it reaches them?
Shraddha, you see, Shraddha is nowhere related to them, it's related to you. One part of your energy is presented, donated to you, gifted to you by your parents. Gifted. Till you die, one part of your energy remains connected with them. So after they die, that part starts slowly dying in you. That's why, if your near and dear ones, if your immediate family people, if they die, even if you don't have good relationship with them when they are living, when they die, you feel something is taken away from you. When they live, you expect when they will die. When they die, you really see something is taken away from you. The Shraddha is not directly related to the person who is dead. It pacifies or it calms down the energy which is residing in you, gifted by them.
We have two questions. First question is, why do people suffer when they say they have this problem of pitru? Even if they do puja, they see their grandparents or someone who's dead in the family and they come and give you a message.
No, it is not even a puja which is important. Consciously relating with them. Of course, tomorrow evening we will be doing that meditation. Consciously you will be relating with your parents and elders who passed away, and you will be liberating yourself from them, from their memories, from their energies, and you will be liberating them also to travel in their path. We will be doing that meditation, the last nirvanic layer.
Second question is, you said that we choose, or because we think that way we choose these accidents. So does thinking positively make a difference consciously that okay, this is going
Sure.
to be
You are thinking positively. Thinking positively makes a tremendous difference in the outer world things. Please understand, your thoughts do play a major role on your incidents, on the life incidents.
so thinking
World or the universe responds to your thoughts.
So and for inner world meditation also.
Sure.
One question is something. Like say for example in a day, say we are having like 100 thoughts. Of that, say in a month we have like 3,000. Of each one thought becomes true. Say 3 months from now or 6 months from now. That one thought, sometimes a good thoughts become true, sometimes a bad thoughts become true. So
How the thoughts become true? The more number of times it is repeated in your mind, the more it becomes powerful. That's all.